Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Tom Spark, and today I'm making a video about 10 reasons why your VPN actually sucks. So VPNs are not really created equal. Some suck and some are good. Deal with it. VPNs are also not opinion based, in my opinion. A VPN being good or not is simply objective. However, that said, some VPNs do have their pros and some have their cons. Today, I will educate you on some of the things to look out for when picking a VPN. And here are 10 reasons why the VPN that you use could suck and not be worth using. Number one is that your VPN could be more expensive than it needs to be. I think that a VPN should be around $10. Now, my favorite VPN is $10, and it has every single feature that anyone would ever need. So anything more expensive than that, I think, is overpriced. Additionally, I did a video looking at VPN price increases over the years, and I was actually surprised to see what I found. Some VPN providers like NordVPN have drastically increased their prices over the years, whereas some VPNs like ExpressVPN started out around $12.95 even in 2012-2013. So some people arguing that VPN prices have been going up due to inflation are just simply not true. Additionally, some people argue that VPN prices are getting more expensive, perhaps due to having more features like Netflix and stuff like that. But back in 2012-2013, most VPNs had similar features. They didn't have all these extra things that you might need, maybe some extra Netflix compatibility, and showing that ExpressVPN was $12.95 even back then. Still overpriced back then. Still holds true to what I think today makes sense for me, is that if you're paying $12, $13, $14, $15 for a VPN, you're simply just paying too much. A lot of people don't like to hear this. They like to, say that it's worth the price, blah, 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 blah. But really, guys, if you're paying that much, it's just a sunk cost fallacy, and you're better off moving on to a cheaper VPN that has the same exact features after all. Additionally, you could find some VPNs out there that are super generous with discount codes, whereas a lot of these more expensive VPN providers aren't actually as generous with discount codes. Sure, they have like 3-year commitment models, but you don't really want to be stuck in one of those guys. 3 years, who knows what the landscape is going to look like? In 3 years, who knows what the service is going to look like? Maybe it even changed hands in terms of owners. So just keep a lookout for that. Additionally, guys, one thing you do want to consider when purchasing a VPN is that a lot of VPN reviewers and stuff out there like to sell these more expensive VPNs because they make more affiliate commissions. For me, I base my recommendations on what the best product is, what I would want to be using, what I would want to be told to use in terms of the best product. Now, a lot of other VPN channels out there, most every single VPN website out there is going to be showing you, ExpressVPN, NordVPN, some of these VPNs like Hotspot Shield, CyberGhost, all $12 to $13 range. And the reason why that is because these websites are making larger commissions off these more expensive VPNs. Number two, guys, if your VPN is free, well, unfortunately, it probably sucks. Most of the best VPNs out there don't really have free trials. They don't really have free services, and there's a reason for that. Having a VPN and paying for the servers, paying for customer support, and keeping all the data encrypted and private, it has a cost, and that cost is your data. If you don't really care about VPNs collecting your data or slowing down your speeds, or perhaps targeting you with ads and stuff like that, then by all means go ahead and use a VPN that's free, because it's probably going to be slow and not that usable. But depending on your purposes, it might be okay. However, for most people who value their privacy and anonymity as well as speeds and extra features, you're probably not going to be wanting a free VPN because, in my opinion, they just kind of suck. Number three, guys, on the list is slow speeds. If your VPN has slow speeds, I think it sucks. A lot of people think that maybe a VPN, you're using it, you're always going to have slower speeds, and that's simply not the case. A lot of VPNs have variable speeds. A lot of people say like, oh, it's impossible to test a VPN. It's impossible to get a good idea of the speed, so they just kind of don't count that as a category, which I think is a load of bull. I know a lot of people recommend these really weird VPNs out there that may have really good privacy policies or cool, sign-up processes. Let's take Molvad VPN, for example. A lot of people love Molvad because it's so private and anonymous to sign up. but of course the speeds just really aren't that great. Other VPNs that I've noticed that don't have good speeds or ExpressVPN, it's slow for what you pay. I haven't really gotten that good speeds with NordVPN. Some other VPNs out there like Hotspot, CyberGhost, PureVPN, okay speeds, but most VPNs out there, if you're dealing with slow speeds and it seems slow to you, giving you a definite slow increase, then I would probably stick away from that VPN. Number 4 on this list is live chat. Does your VPN have live chat? If not, it probably sucks and doesn't value customer service or customer retention rates that well. A lot of VPNs out there don't have live chat. A lot of VPNs are actually not having live chat anymore when they used to, which is a bit confusing. But just keep that as something to consider when you're looking at a VPN. Does it have live chat? Is it able to respond to your customer questions? Any billing questions, any troubleshooting that you may have. A lot of cases, live chat does make a big difference. And I know for me, I hate waiting 1 to 2 days to just get a simple reply to a question or maybe even a refund. So if that's something you value, definitely consider live chat as something that's mandatory. Number 5 on this list is the reputation. Does your VPN have a good reputation? Now, I'm not going to talk too bad about any VPN in this section because a lot of people find that reputation is something that can be argued or find fault with. In my opinion, though, there's a lot of VPNs out there that don't have the best reputations, and you should do your research either on this channel or looking on Reddit or just looking to see if there's been any kind of topics of concern. A lot of VPNs kind of address topics of concern. In the past, they say, they don't log or do this or that or wherever their base location is. And if something comes up in the VPN community and it's kind of questionable and kind of sketchy about a VPN, in a lot of cases, there is some truth to it. And this is something that you need to consider when picking a VPN. So just keep a lookout on any questionable news that comes out about a VPN. And that's just something that you need to consider if your VPN sucks or not. Number 6 on this list is, does your VPN have a mobile app? If not, it probably sucks. Now, a lot of VPNs like AirVPN are actually quite decent VPNs, but they don't have a mobile app, so it could be considered to suck in terms of this video, as well as some other apps out there. Now, just because your VPN has a mobile app doesn't mean it's worth using. Of course, it has to pass most of these things on this list to consider not to suck. Number 7 on this list, does your VPN work with Netflix? If not, it probably sucks because there are VPNs out there that do work with Netflix and have every other kind of category to feature and not suck on this list. A couple of VPNs first I think of would be private internet access. It doesn't work with Netflix. And some other VPNs like IPVanish kind of rely on other kind of branch within the same company, Highwinds, maybe like Overplay, to work with Netflix instead of IPVanish. So some of these bigger VPNs out there like private internet access and IPVanish don't actually work with Netflix. So just keep that in mind. Not only that, but some other smaller VPN providers out there don't really work with Netflix either, so chances are it's not the best VPN to use. Number 8 on this list, does your VPN support torrenting? Some of the bigger VPNs out there actually don't support torrenting. They don't really have good torrent speeds, or maybe they just don't support it at all. VPNs like TunnelBear don't really support torrenting, and a lot of VPNs out there kind of have wishy-washy DMCA policies, which means they might give your information over, depending if they get some kind of letter about copyright notifications or anything like that. So make sure your VPN does support torrenting. Number 9 on this list, does your VPN's main application suck? Do you experience frequent disconnects? Is it hard to connect the first time? Does it have features like a kill switch, 256 AES encryption? Does it have ability to change a server pretty easily? Does the app look pretty good? These are all things you need to consider when picking a VPN, and chances are if it doesn't have these features, it's probably not the best VPN to use. Number 10 on this list, and finally, does your VPN have a logging policy? Now, unfortunately, a lot of VPNs out there start off their privacy policy by saying we have a zero logs policy. They go on to explain what they do actually collect, which is a little bit deceptive in my opinion. I just did a battle royale video outlining some VPNs on the list that made it to the final rounds of the battle royale, and around 4 or so got eliminated for collecting bandwidth and connection logs. Now, a lot of VPNs claim that this activity is kind of anonymous and it doesn't really matter, but it's still logging, so that's something to be considered. There are a fair amount of VPNs out there that claim they don't collect 0 logs, and of course with these VPNs you are going to have to give them some form of your trust, as well as make sure that their reputation is fine and there hasn't been any compromises. IPVanish is one of these companies that is a well-trusted company that actually got caught logging something a couple years back, as well as some other VPN providers out there that have been caught, giving over information to the FBI and stuff like that, which proves that they do collect some form of logs and can give it over when required. Now guys, I wish I really could give you 20 VPN recommendations that meet every one of these 10 rules. I wish there was 20 VPNs out there that worked with Netflix, that didn't have 0 logging policies, that were below $10, that had a mobile app and so on. But unfortunately, there just isn't that many good VPNs out there. Really, I sound like a broken record at this point. TorGuard is really the only VPN on this list that really can meet every 10 rule and not suck with 100% certainty. Now, there are some other VPNs out there that are decent, like AirVPN. They don't have a logging policy. They have a decent reputation. However, they don't have a mobile app, and they don't really work with Netflix. There are also VPNs like Private Internet Access, which don't have a logging policy. They have good speeds and a good app, but unfortunately they don't work with Netflix either, and their reputation is somewhat questionable. There are also VPNs out there that people love to talk about, like ExpressVPN and NordVPN, which do work with Netflix, have decent applications and mobile apps, but in terms of their price point, I can't really recommend those VPNs. And additionally, the reputations can be kind of questionable sometimes. Other VPNs out there like Movad are great anonymous VPNs perhaps, but maybe their speeds aren't really that great and so on and stuff like that. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comments down below, and let me know what VPNs you like to use right now. But see if it could break past every one of these 10 rules. Does it not meet the specifications of these 10 rule sets to make your VPN suck? Maybe your VPN only sucks with a 20% margin. Maybe it's 80% okay. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you again on the next video. So anyways guys, thanks for checking out this video.